Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to show you how to speedrun the worst lost sector ever. I'm just kidding. K1 Revelation. This would be the no life strat, so if you're a player like me and you have just about everything, you can run this. You got Barrier Unstoppable, billion% time multiplier on void damage, so be careful. It really sucks. It really does to get insta-killed by red bars, can just insta-kill you, but whatever, let's get into the build. So I'm using for anti-barrier auto rifle, Chroma Rush auto rifle. With this build in mind, you need to stagger them, so you need to have an auto rifle. Chroma Rush does the job, it hits harder than the 7th Seraph auto rifle. I'm okay with trading out the Warmind cells for that for one reason and one reason only. Empty Vessel. This grenade launcher is solar, which means you can run it with Wrath of Rasputin, and that means that solar splash damage creates Warmind cells. Every 4 kills with solar damage from this weapon will create a Warmind cell consistently. That is really, really useful and absolutely insane. I also like you can get on this Ambitious Assassin. I recommend it because it allows you to fire 2 shots after you reload after getting a kill on the first one. Anarchy, of course, Anarchy is just the most totally balanced PvE weapon ever. Grenades stick to surfaces and chain arc bolts to other mines. What you do is you stick a champion with 2 of them and kind of forget about them. I'm running Stasis with the Bleak Watcher aspect. That's the one that allows you to throw out a Stasis turret, and Ice Flare bolts for when you shatter those frozen targets from the Bleak Watcher. You get these little seekers that freeze everyone around them. A Whisper of Refraction, defeating slowed or frozen targets grants your class ability energy. This one never comes into play. Whisper of Torment, you gain grenade energy each time you get shot. I mean, it's just free. And defeating frozen targets grants you super energy. I am also running Verity's Brow with the Fire Team Medic mod on it for Warmind cells. When I detonate a Warmind cell, this heals me a lot. So every Warmind cell will heal you from just about anywhere in the map. The 4th magic, energy weapon kills grant death throws, which provides a bonus to the damage of your grenades and grants you grenade energy. That's the kicker. The grenade doesn't do much damage because it's a little stasis turret. Doesn't actually do damage, it just freezes things. However, getting kills with your grenade launcher, your energy weapon, will give you more of the stasis turrets. And the stasis turrets are absolutely great for cheesing champions and dealing with mass adds. If they're not shooting at you and they're frozen, they're not as much of a threat. Of course, anti-barrier grenade launcher, anti-barrier auto rifle, and hammer of the Warmind. Occasionally, even though I insta stagger all the unstoppables, but it is an option if you need to. If you have a Warmind cell next to an unstaggered unstoppable champion, it will stagger it. Well, I mean, it's inconsistent, but it will work. Ridge of the Warmind adds additional solar damage to the Warmind cell explosions. This allows Warmind cells to be infinite. It can. That's the big point. Can be infinite. Warmind cells dealing solar damage allows them to proc Wrath of Rasputin and thus spawn more Warmind cells. There is a non-zero chance that that'll happen to where you can pop multiple Warmind cells in a row and kill everything in the entire room. Breach and Clear, what it does is a 30% debuff, which makes killing champions much easier, and it makes Anarchy much on Unstoppables. You literally just stick an Unstoppable twice. It staggers them, and they get the debuff, and they just sit there and burn. You don't even have to look at them again, unless you die. You don't have to look at them again. Global Reach, bigger blast radius on Warmind cells, pretty standard. Last thing, as always, Solar Resist, Concussive Dampener. This has to be a solar. I have to have solar on my chest piece, but if you had a Void Resist mod, you would love that much more. I cannot stress how impressive the Acolytes are. I hope this guide is helpful. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will play the game play out right now. So your first priority once you start is just to spawn a Warmind cell. That's why I immediately start using the grenade launcher. After the 4th guy gets downed, that Warmind cell will spawn every single time, and you can take it the same way every single time. The ads will always be there. I was pretty lucky the barrier didn't move here, so I was able to kill him up here. If you kill him up here, you save a few seconds, because you don't have to deal with him down there. But of course, you have to make sure the ads don't get you too. And I had some issues with reloading, so whatever sit time was probably saved was probably lost to that. But, you know. Pop that Warmind cell, and then here in a second, once I'm done with these ads, I'm going to stick Anarchy to the Shrieker. This is kind of important. If you look at, like, between the 2 middle bars on the Anarchy site, you can stick him from a distance, and he will pop in a second. Or if you have a Warmind cell, see, Shrieker just died. Or if you pop a Warmind cell, it hits him too for full damage. If you can stagger and kill the barrier down there, that is fine. It is so much easier to deal with him from above than it is to deal with him from over up at this next platform, which is what he jumps to. He jumps up here, and it is so much easier just to down him down there if you get the opportunity. Don't push forward out of this little area until you get at least one more cell, because it's just easier that way. See, I got really lucky and that grenade launcher popped the second Warmind cell. And then what I do is I'll either W key this one down here that I just went to, or the one up to the top left, and start working on them. Kill everything including the knights, and this is the same formula for both ones, and then you can stagger the champion immediately. Hit him with 2 anarchy, forget about him, he's dead. Stasis turret, I haven't really used it until just then. The stasis turret, the point of it is that, as I said earlier, it staggers just about everything, but that turret will fire at anything that is visible to it, that is. And of course I stylistically missed that melee, totally on purpose, in the post-edit. By the way, they really freaking hurt. You probably hear by my reaction there. But this under the stairs area is semi-safe. You know, they don't path to you, so that's a great advantage. And you can play with bouncing nades off walls and such, but just, if you can, stick him with, I mean, ammo is not really a concern in this. And now the unstoppable spawns. Hit him again, 2, he's out of the game. You just don't have to worry about him anymore. Just start doing egg clear until the enemy dies. And if he survives somehow, or say you don't have breach and clear, all you have to do to re-stagger him with anarchy is just switch to one of your 2 grenade launchers, and that will re-stagger. I got lucky there again, another Warmind cell, and that one wiped everything in the room for me again, except for this knight, who dies in the other unstoppable spawns. They're in one of the 3 spawn places. I put out a turret, and I actually die here because I wasn't quite able to handle the Hive Shredders. The most dangerous part of this entire strike, ignoring the final boss main gun, is actually the just the basic Hive acolytes. Those guys are terrifying because, as you can see, I just am minding my own business and they just nearly killed me right there. You know, there's 2 of them one of them can insta kill you. It's just that easy. So there's a barrier knight you have to kill for plat right here. If you can get him overwhelmed, try not to shoot your anarchy off of him. And if you can get some cells too, that's awesome. Remember, cells do a good bit of damage to bosses and champions as well, so you don't have to just rely on that. In a second, when he dies, which I think either the Warmind cell kills him or he just dies himself, yeah, pop your super for extra damage resist. You can just beeline the chest. I got pretty darn unlucky because I clipped every possible corner trying to get up instead of just, you know, going straight to it, and it wasted like a whole 5 seconds. Just made me mad, but that's it. This can be done. It is possible. Thanks for watching.